Hi there, I am Veronica Isles. I am so excited to be with you today. Today, the topic of our discussion is how to get someone to do exactly what you want. We're talking manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever you want to call it. If there is someone in your life whose behavior is maybe displeasing you, you can use this on any area of your life. Hi there, couldn't care less. You are the first person here today. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So, before we get into that, I will be taking questions. I will be trying to help as many people as possible with their specific situations. I do want to mention that if you are watching a replay of this live show, the only way to find out about the future shows and to join me live is to, in fact, subscribe. Only subscribers can ask questions. And also hit that bell icon to be notified as to when I go online live, because how on earth are you going to know otherwise? I do not announce these ahead of time. I do not plan for them. I just sort of spontaneously go online whenever the desire is there. I do want to also say that I have a free course, 10 Day to Manifesting Miracles in Your Life. Studywithveronica.com. My personal mentorship is there as well. If you would like to do a session with me face to face, just like we're doing right now, except it's just me and you, there's a link below to how to order that. It's also at studywithveronica.com. Also, today is the last day to get my 25-day challenge specific person email coaching. I may be discontinuing the email coaching. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be doing it. So, this is the last day to get this particular course. I cannot guarantee if more courses will be available for email coaching. What makes email coaching special is because you can do a weekly plan and then you get one email per week. And if you decide to discontinue it, you decide it's not for you, you just stop. And that's it. We just stop from there. So I can't remember how much it costs to get started. Too many numbers to remember. But there's a link below and we can get started. One per week. If you pay in full, you get to set the pacing yourself. And we can do 5 emails per week if you like. So we can do intensive coaching when you pay in full. Okay. Hi, Rebecca Hales. I'm excited you're here too. I feel like you've been with me, I think, since the beginning, to be honest. I know it's been a while. Okay. So, how to get someone to do exactly what you want. I want to stress that this is not a form of manipulation. It is not a form of trying to override someone's free will. It's not a form of control. And if you are approaching it with the mindset of, I'm going to control this person, uh, I'm going to, make them do something they wouldn't otherwise do. If you have ill intent at heart, manipulation, anything like that, it will in fact backfire because, well, we're all extensions of this very same substance. We're all God expressing himself as man or woman. And, well, if you try to harm someone else by manifesting them to do something that, in sort of a forceful or a controlling way, a desperate way, it will in fact backfire. And all you will bring yourself is misery, disharmony, and it won't work. And your life will get worse. So, I'm going to teach you the proper way to do it and the proper approach because this can be used on, say, you're waiting on a text message from someone. Maybe there's someone you want to build a stronger relationship with. Maybe your relationship with your significant other really sucks right now. You want them to give you more attention, more love, more devotion. Maybe you want an apology. This works for apologies for anything. Whoever wronged you can, in fact, give you that apology. It can also be used for business clients. Like, say you want to be a successful entrepreneur, and right now you only have one client and you need a lot more. You can use it on this. I think you can use it in pretty much anything. Coworkers that displease you, family relationships. Maybe you had a falling out with your son. Maybe, there's so many different scenarios. So the point is, use it with good intentions in your heart to create more harmony, more bliss, more love, more happiness, and it will always work. and I will show you exactly the exact steps on how to do it. There was one other point that I was going to make. Oh, I remember it now. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes when you go online live, just the thoughts just escape. I kind of liken it to giving a piano recital. And you've played the piece a gazillion times, and you sit down at the piano, and suddenly your mind is blank as if you've never played the piano before in your entire life. If you've ever had to give a recital, you know that. Yeah, that can happen. So you just sort of have to collect yourself and keep on going. Um, okay, so the point I was trying to make, hopefully I didn't forget it again, is that okay, if someone did something to you that was completely unforgivable and treated you really, really poorly, I would say, and this is my personal opinion, you can do as you please, but in in my experience, this person does not deserve you. If they've done something unforgivable, it's a deal breaker. Yes, manifest the apology, but yes, manifest someone new. Like in a love relationship, if someone did something to you that's so totally unforgivable, manifest the apology, but get someone new, level up. I've personally done this. So I know that, in order to manifest the behavior you want from someone, sometimes you realize, that you're worth so much more. But yes, you still deserve the apology. You still deserve to have it be made up to you, but do not create a life with this person. Okay. That's my personal advice. And Chrissy is here. I feel like Chrissy has been here on the last however many live shows I've done. Okay. So you want someone to do something for you. You want a certain type of behavior from someone. It is possible. I don't care what the circumstances are. In fact, you need to stop focusing on the circumstances and stop reliving those things in your mind. Ask yourself right now, how often am I contemplating? And what I mean by contemplation is when you imagine something with feeling and you kind of pick it apart, you look at it from all different angles. So when I'm sort of focusing on this person, am I focusing on the thing that they did that I didn't like, or the lack of what they're like, if they're not doing what you want, like the fact that that lack is there? What are you contemplating? What are you focusing on? What are you giving more attention to? Now, this is not to say that you have to avoid thoughts of what you don't like as if when it comes into your mind, you have to somehow replace it, delete it, clip it out, erase it, stomp it out, get mad. No. What I meant was contemplation. So, what you focus on, what you choose to dwell in, what you choose to embrace with emotion, latch on to. So, when the thought comes to mind of the thing that they did that displeased you or the fact they're not doing what pleases you, let it float away. Doesn't matter just because it came into your mind. It's not going to instantly manifest. Manifestation comes through persistent thought and focus. It's okay. Let it float right out. It is okay. Like it's not the end of the world. It's really going to be okay. So, we want to lovingly focus on what we actually want. And a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to do this because we think it's not possible. But if we don't first imagine it, then how is it ever going to be possible? So allow yourself to indulge in this idea of what you actually want this person to do. And like I said, it could be love related, it could be money related, business related, it could be friendship related, it could be improving your social scene, it could be improving your status on social media, it could be pretty much anything. So allow yourself to daydream on this idea. Now, the next component of it, because there's a few different pieces of this puzzle, is that okay, so you're going to, dwell, contemplate, even analyze, look at it from all different angles, but you're not attached to it needing to happen in a certain specific way. And I want to really open your eyes to this. Yes, there would be a preferred way that you would want this to happen, this behavior to happen, this, display of affection, whatever it is. But don't get so attached to needing it to happen in a certain order, a certain set of events that you totally close yourself off to some way that it could happen that's even better. Because we only sort of imagine from where we are at right now. And when you find yourself more evolved, you realize there's more options available to you. And maybe you just can't see the additional options right now because you haven't gotten to the next step yet. So just be open to it happening all different ways, but you're going to lovingly daydream and allow yourself to daydream on the things you actually want, the ways that it could happen that would make your heart soar, that would make you feel all, excited inside, butterflies in your stomach, whatever it is, that excitement energy. So you're sort of building momentum. And then we have to sort of take a really honest look at what we think this person is doing right now and what we think they're thinking about. Now, when I said to imagine sort of from their point of view, again, this isn't mind control, this isn't hypnosis, this isn't I am sending telepathic messages to them that's gonna be inserted into their brain, and then suddenly they're going to be my robot. No. The people in your life are showing up as you sort of whatever is happening within you, it's like they're presenting a mirror to you. So if you assume this person to be a villain in your life, or you assume this person to always let you down and always want to let you down, that's the kicker. Is that if someone is ignoring you right now, if someone hasn't given you an apology right now, if clients are, they're not signing up for whatever it is you are trying to offer, then the assumption is, well, this person is feels they're better off without me in the ignore example. They feel they're better off without me. They don't want to be near me. They're excited, living their life, having a great time, and they don't want they want to ignore me. That pleases them, the ignoring part. Or if they haven't given you an apology, they don't feel bad. They're glad about what they did. They take pleasure in hurting me. All these sorts of like weird things we contemplate. Or the business example, you could say to yourself, well, they think what I have to offer isn't worth the money, that I'm not good enough. They'd rather pay someone else. They don't want to have anything to do with me. So you're sort of making an assumption of what you think this person is thinking. And again, we use the past experiences, the past, I guess, behavior we've received from people, and we make the assumption of the worst case scenario of what we think they think, especially what we think they think of us, or what we think, they're planning to do next. So be really aware of how you think this person is thinking about you. And you could say, well, what if? And the what ifs are amazing because they're so potent, they're so powerful, they're so gentle that, like, if you say, well, what if this person wanted nothing more than to apologize to me? And they were planning right now how to just say just the right words. And they couldn't wait to apologize to me. And they want to be a good person because they want to make things right. They want to be proud of who they are. Like, what if? And you sort of present an idea of probably the exact polar opposite of the ideas that you were already presenting. You could say, what if clients really love what I have to offer? What if they want to pay me and tip me on top of it? What if they could want nothing more than to benefit from my services? So you present an awareness of what you first think you are assuming they think about the thing that you want, because you're doing something of that right now, whether or not you realize it or not. It's just we tend to think we have no control over it. And again, I'm not trying to control them. You probably have evidence from the past that suggests that they feel this way, but we're constantly changing, we're constantly shaping, we constantly like things and don't like things, and then take interest in this or that. So we're different. Like, we're shapeable, movable, dynamic beings. So it stands to reason that, they could change their mind. But again, not in a forceful way, not in a way to try to control them, not in a desperate way. Make sure you don't need this behavior from someone out of desperation. And you'll know it's desperate by if you can't find happiness without receiving this particular thing that you want from this person. So if that is like your only form of happiness and you think it's going to change the way you feel about you, or you think it's going to change your life in some way, you think it's going to make it better in some way that it's not right now, like that's not going to happen. You have to want this, but in a way that it doesn't control your happiness, like the lack of it, doesn't make you miserable, it doesn't make you hate yourself. Your self-concept is based on you, not based on what they are giving you or not giving you or, what they're doing. So that's really the third piece of the puzzle. The third piece of the puzzle is building up the concept to know that you, in fact, do deserve this particular kind of behavior. So if it's love, you sort of treat yourself in the way that you want them to treat you. When you look in the mirror, you see someone who is loved, not someone who is alone, disappointed, and single. Uh, if it's money, you see yourself as a success already. You look in the mirror, you feel yourself as a success. You think thoughts that successful people would have. People that have a lot of money, people that have a better lifestyle, people that have their debts paid off. What types of thoughts do those people think about themselves? How do they talk to themselves in their mind? That's another really important one. Okay, so I am talking, 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 and I haven't answered a single question yet. So let's take some questions. I'm actually going to scroll up to the top. Message retracted. Okay, I won't answer that one. But how can I help you in your particular situations? Because this is not as difficult as it may sound. People are showing up in our life through all of these ideas, all of these assumptions, all of these beliefs. And if you want someone to show up in a new way, like a brand new person, in fact, maybe you've even experienced this before in your life where someone suddenly changed how they acted towards you. I bet you didn't even realize it had anything to do with anything you were focusing on. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Greatly appreciate everything. I'm so glad. Okay. Well, I'm getting a lot of love. So far, I don't really see any questions. Would you consider uploading a video of you playing the piano on YouTube? I've always wanted to learn to play the piano myself, and I'd love to hear you play. That's an interesting request. I will definitely consider that. Let's see. Also, I've been best friends with my ex for 2.5 years now. We have a wonderful friendship, but he doesn't have any romantic feelings for me. Any advice or tips? Is self love enough on its own? No techniques. Yes, self love actually is enough on its own. These techniques, they generate feelings. So, if feel really inspired to do a technique that makes you feel really at one with what it is you're trying to manifest. For example, I'm assuming it's romantic feelings for you, from this person. If they're your ex, clearly they had romantic feelings for you before. So doesn't it stand to reason that if you want to resume that romance, that this person could also truly want to resume romance with you? Whenever you're trying to get someone to do what you want, you can't make yourself invisible in the equation. A lot of times when we want someone to do something for us, whether it's love us, pay us, clean our house, I don't know. I mean, no one wants that, but that would be wonderful, right? Just someone just comes and cleans your house. The point is now I've started laughing at my own joke. The point is that, when doing a technique, does it make you feel at one with this experience? Does it make you feel how you would if you had this? Don't make yourself invisible in the way of realizing, and I suppose the cleaning house actually wasn't a very good example because the point I was trying to make is that do you see yourself as lovable? Self love, talking kind to yourself, yes, but do you identify yourself as someone else's perfect someone? That's something I couldn't do for a number of years. I could not imagine anyone actually wanting to marry me. Like, it was like there was no way that could possibly happen, that no one would actually want to love me in that way. So how do you view you? So yes, self-love is good. Self-concept, sort of raising up your sense of self, especially around this person. I would also take an honest look of when they come to mind, what patterns, what rhythms come up. Also, if you're experiencing any other sort of lack in other areas of life, because it could mean that maybe you need to heal it in a different area of life, and then it'll just sort of, boomerang. I don't know if that's the right expression. It'll sort of just bounce. That's what I'm looking for. Bounce to the love area too. How do you deal with any anger or sadness? It's important to note no emotions are necessarily bad. Um, when we label things as bad, then you're going to sort of be trying to avoid anger or sadness. And if you feel angry or sad, you're going to hate yourself. And well, that's not self-love. Anger and sadness usually persist because we make the assumption that the problem in our life, the circumstance in our life is permanent. I mean, I know that I would feel really, really angry if I felt like, okay, this is never going to get better. This person's never going to make this up to me. So I'm angry. You can feel sad about what happened, but don't let that sadness control you. Like if you feel angry or sad, try to just work through it. It's going to be okay. Say gentle things to yourself. Um, kind of coach yourself through the moment that the thing that's causing me anger isn't going to last forever, and that hope and determination inside of me is going to, in fact, win out. And I don't have to be sad because there's also things to be grateful for. These are just some examples, but that overall feeling of you is what is going to ultimately manifest. So you can be angry and sad and still get the result that you want. So again, no emotions are necessarily bad. Um, oh geez. So my SP told me if I reach out to him again, he'll get the law enforcement involved. He's very stubborn and rejected me in a harsh way. Should I give up? Okay. Definitely stop reaching out to him. This is probably something I didn't cover, that say you're trying to get someone to text you and you want them to do what you want, or you wanna be in a relationship with them again, or even a client, like, you could make this mistake with a client. Please stop contacting them. Like, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect to get a different result, and even like, it's not inspired action to contact him. And if he says he's gonna get the law enforcement involved, he's obvious what you're presenting to him right now is obviously not working. Now, I would take a step back. If you're dealing with circumstances like that, take a step back and really try to free yourself from this need of him. And, I'm not saying that a relationship can't flourish in the future because it can, but I would focus entirely on you because I feel like if you look at the circumstances, you're going to feel so much resistance. And it sounds like there's been sort of efforts on your part to make it better, which haven't worked. So it's time to really look at yourself, look at what you're worth, really even ask yourself, if he threatens law enforcement, do you really even wanna be with this person? I'm not trying to dismiss it and say you can't have him, but sometimes it's like, wouldn't it feel better to just start fresh with someone new without that baggage? Try not to get attached so much to a desire that it's like, even if it's getting really, really bad, you have to have it at all costs. Like it's almost like an ego satisfaction that you have to satisfy this within yourself because he rejected you in a harsh way. Now, maybe this isn't it. Maybe it's honest. Maybe, you want to just create love and maybe this is the right person for you. But I think in a lot of situations, we want someone back because they hurt us. And so it feels like vindication to be able to win that person back. But ask yourself, whoever this person is that you're trying to get particular behavior from, that you want them to do something for you, the exact thing. Ask yourself what it would change if you had it. Are you trying to fulfill a hole within yourself? Or is it something that will enhance your life? If it's something that will enhance your life and it's just something, I don't know, ask yourself if it's a pure desire, if it's a desire based on need or codependency. When you get yourself into a calm, mindful place and you do a lot of self-love work, like we taught the other person, Rebecca, self-love work, do I really need this? Am I open to meeting new people? Because I have to say, and I didn't stress this enough in my prior videos, I really did, when I was manifesting my person, I really did open myself up to all options. I really did. And because it makes you feel like you're in control instead of waiting around on someone to do something, waiting around on them to contact you or jumping at the chance to be with them. You have to set your standards high, and a lot of times we don't because we think they won't be met, so we have to take the scraps. Alright. How do I stop obsessively thinking about someone and move on? See, that obsession, when you have obsession, it will only bring you pain and misery. It will like, nothing good is gonna happen in your life if you have obsession. Like, there's a deep desire that's heartfelt, and then there's obsession. I know I've used the word obsessed before in videos. What I meant in those videos was obsessed in a positive way, like really be into someone, but in a healthy way. Obsessively is like where it controls your ability to feel any peace or any happiness unless he will reach out to you. You don't want that kind of obsession. Like, it's fine to desire reconciliation, healing, harmony, apologies, but like if they are dominating your thoughts, it's time to start getting excited about a different type of manifestation. And we don't manifest things one thing at a time, we manifest as a whole. So into all of our life experiences are connected. So if you're experiencing lack in one area, you might be experiencing lack in another area. Like if someone is ignoring you in your love life, your friends also might be ignoring you, your family members might be, your coworkers might be. Like there's a trend. And look for these patterns because it'll help you identify what you need to do to, in fact, level up. Now, to move on, moving on seems almost like giving up. And that's going to make you feel depressed and unhappy. So, we're not going to say move on. We're just going to say, I'm going to put him aside for right now. I'm going to still want the best. But right now, trying to reconcile with him is bringing me so much unhappiness, so much pain, so much misery that I need to reclaim me. I need to start loving me again. I need to start falling in love with life and again in a way that I wasn't because I kept trying to get him to contact me and to listen to me. And maybe you do have a valid point. Maybe there's a good reason why you need to be back together, but I think you need to rediscover yourself, move forward. Just put him aside for right now and in favor of your happiness and well-being. Like, we're not moving on. Moving on sounds final, like, "Oh my gosh, I have to give up on this," and then you're gonna cry for, like, 6 months, and that's not gonna work. So we're just gonna put him aside in favor of your own happiness and well-being, and I bet you anything if you do that, he's probably going to reach out and say, "I'm sorry. I threatened you, and let's talk." So you're gonna get what you want. Okay. Much love to you, Veronica. You're still the best manifesting teacher. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, wow, there's more. I try to scroll and then it just goes by quick. I do want to mention we will be closing up in the next few minutes, but I will be continuing this on TikTok. So if you haven't found me there yet, I'm super excited to do a TikTok session because it's weird. Of the 3 platforms, I seem to be getting the most live viewers on TikTok, even though I have the least amount of followers. I don't know why that is. So we will be continuing that there and continuing the same topic. So if you didn't get your question answered, go there like right away, and I bet you anything I'll see it. Do you have a self-concept program? I actually do. I have 2 of them. Self-love transformation, which actually is on sale right now. I think you save $100. It has a weekly plan as well. Dreamlifebyveronica.com/coaching. And all of my programs come with unlimited coaching on my forums. And you can ask questions anonymously. So if you're sort of embarrassed, you don't have to reveal who you are. You can ask me whatever you want, whenever you want. And I will always respond and be there for you. I also have Dream Relationship Masterclass, which I actually think is on sale as well. This one, though, is at studywithveronica.com, and you'll find that, again, there's a weekly plan, all different sorts of plans. But both of them focus specifically on self-concept, self-love, aligning who you feel yourself to be with your desire, because if you feel yourself worth it, it'll just come automatically. No affirmations needed, no techniques needed otherwise, just a feeling of self, and this is why negative people can get good things because they feel themselves aligned with it, whether or not they're saying negative things or not. Okay. I've always read, ignore the 3D when manifesting a specific person. Please don't try to ignore the 3D. My advice is because when you try to ignore it, it encourages delusion, and it encourages living in a fantasy world, and it encourages sort of detachment from reality. This is happening, like, the 3D is happening, it is real. It's not the source. It's not the source is you, but 3D is real. So, if you're sort of ignoring the 3D, you're ignoring the clues that you need to level up you, the source, to in fact attract new results. So, we need to mindfully take a look at the 3D, not allow it to get the better of us because, well, it's not permanent, it's movable, it's shapeable. It is an extension of who you were before. It is not an extension necessarily of who you are in this moment or where you're going. So the 3D is not telling you what's going to happen in the future. The 3D is just like a current reflection. Oh well. So take a look at it. If you're manifesting a specific person and right now they're rejecting you, ask yourself how you feel about you. Or really, in terms of specific person, a lot of times it has to do with how you feel about love in general. Do you believe love can work out? Or maybe growing up, you saw a ton of broken relationships. Maybe your parents divorced when you were young and you felt like love was always something that was going to be disappointing or heartbreaking. So take a honest look at what your feelings are about life and love in general. When you're manifesting a specific person, the tendency is to just focus on this person, but then where are you? Like you're making yourself invisible. How are they ever going to love you, adore you, do the things that you want if you are invisible and you have bad ideas about what love can bring you? Okay. Whew. Studywithveronica.com. There are courses on sale, but you know what? There's also a free course. So please enroll in it. There's a free Reality Mastery MP3. It's free. Take it. No obligation. It's yours. Take it now. Studywithveronica.com. I feel like that's easy to spell. That's why I picked it. Subscribe if you are watching a replay, or if you just want to be able to ask questions next time because only subscribers can ask questions. 25-day challenge love coaching, dreamlifebyveronica.com. The direct link is below. That expires today, will not come back. You can test it out, see if you like working with me for 1 week. I think it's like $16, $17, something like that. Try it. See if you like it. If you don't like it, cancel it. No obligation to continue. If you do love it, well, then I can help transform your love life personally, me and you. There are video calls. I don't know how much longer I'll be offering that either. Studywithveronica.com, direct link below. Me and you face to face, just like this, except it's just me and you. All right, I think I said enough. May all of your dreams come true. They were meant for you. Let's head to TikTok.